좀 사주세요. 부탁합니다. 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
People struggle.
고맙습니다.
What next? It's 1 year later, so maybe it's time for another game. Buso is still alive. He's still alive. I love it when I'm right about these things. Yep. You got explaining to do, old man. I think his state of mind is so down right now, like he's just taking it all in. Nothing can surprise him anymore.
저기 저 남자 말이야. 술에 취한 건지 벌써 몇 시간째 저러고 있어. 당신이 한 짓입니까? 저대로 놔두면 금방 얼어죽을 텐데 아무도 도와주는 사람이 없어. 왜 그런 짓을 한 거예요? 가던 길을 멈추고 저 냄새나는 인간 쓰레기를 도와주겠나? 너 누구야? 왜 날 살려준 거야? 나랑 게임 한 번 더 하자. 자정까지 저 사람이 그대로 있으면 내가 누군가 저 사람을 도와주면 자네가 이기는 거야.
No one helps the people in need, so at least he gives them a chance to have something.
게임을 해주면 질문에 답을 해주겠네.
I'd go and help the guy and then come back. Be like, I won. It would be fun. People don't help those in need. It's true. It's just, it's a harsh reality.
아직도 사람을 믿나? 그 일을 겪고도 왜 날 찾아오지? 자네가 상금은 손도 대지 않고 그대로 산다고 들었어. 죄책감 같은 건가?
I didn't want it in the first place.
How did he
Gave
survive?
up.
How did he survive the loan sharks?
죄책감?
Not at the price of people's
당신이 할 수
death.
있는 것 같은데. 그 돈은 자네의 운과 노력의 대가야. 자네는 그걸 쓸 권리가 있어. 왜 그런 짓을 한 거지? 자네 돈이 하나도 없는 사람과 돈이 너무 많은 사람의 공통점이 뭔 줄 아나? 사는 게 재미가 없다는 거야. 결국 다 시시해져 버려. 언제부터인가 내 고객들이 하나 둘씩 나한테 그러는 거야. 살면서 더 이상 즐거운 게 없다고.
I can't help but think like, oh, poor you with too much money.
다들 모여서 재미로 그런 짓을
For fun.
시켰다고. 자네가 이중인 것 같고 나는 아무 얘기도 게임을 강요한 적이 없어.
Well, the first time maybe a little bit, but then the concept of choice between struggling and dying and living hell or this, can we call it a choice?
또 당신은 그 안에 왜 들어온 거야? 어릴 땐 말이야. 친구들이랑 뭘 하고 놀아도 재밌어서 죽기 전에 꼭 한번 다시 느끼고 싶었어. 관중석에 앉아서는 절대로 느낄 수 없는 기분이 좋던가. 자네를 왜 살려줬냐고 물었지. 재밌었거든. 자네랑 같이 노는 게.
Oh my god. He makes it till the last second again.
Once again.
She came back.
Yeah.
She, I think, I don't know.
Same person, yeah.
봤어.
I think the old man is dead too. But then this could give him the trust in people he lost.
Yeah. He's dead too.
This had the purpose of giving him back hope for humanity, weirdly enough. There are good people out there willing to help.
당신이 졌어. 자네가 손님들을 맡아주게.
왜 그러시는지 여쭤봐도 되겠습니까?
보는 것이 하는 것보다 더 재미있을 수가 없지.
Is that a take on us? We got to watch it too.
Are they saying that we need to play the game?
We'll talk about this in a minute, but like, I don't know, I have my, I get what he's saying. I don't agree. Like, you could do this without the death part of the
Yeah.
game.
But where will be the fun in that?
We're changing, we're starting anew, doing something.
머리 많이 기르셨네. 어떻게 해드릴까?
Red hair. Really? Really? Why?
You need to live, right?
네가 철이구나. 누나를 많이 닮았네. 아저씨, 누나 친구야.
그럼 우리 누나 어디 있는지 알아요?
They never knew. It's been a year. They never learned anything about what happened.
얘가 걔야?
네,
이름이 뭐니?
철이요.
부탁드리겠습니다.
그래,
She lost a son.
나 먹는 상에 그냥 내 밥숟가락 하나 더 얹으면 돼. 걱정하지 말고 잘 다녀와.
네,
At least she seems to be doing fine. Like, she has a stand and stuff. Like, I love that she gets to take care of a little boy again. This is what she wanted to do. This is what she was to her son, and now she lost
The
that.
money
So,
inside the...
so yeah.
기훈아,
I can't with the red hair.
아빠 이제 공항에 거의 도착했어. 금방 비행기 탈 거야.
Going to get his daughter, at least, or see her.
Please.
우리 가요. 아빠가 만나면 직접 보여줄게.
The game.
가요, 잠깐만.
Yep. Once again. My question is, do you stop that or do you let it happen? It's gonna keep on happening.
당신 뭐 하는 거예요? 그거 되나요?
Do you even know what this is? I've been through this shit. You don't want this. Please show us his daughter. Please just go to your daughter.
Do you think that he's gonna try to stop the game?
He's calling.
게임에 참가를 원하십니까?
잘 들어. 난 말이 아니야.
Yes, man.
사람이야. 그래서 궁금해. 너희들이 누군지, 어떻게 사람에게 이런 짓을 할 수 있는지.
456번. 같은 생각하지 마.
그래서 난 용서가 안 돼. 너희들이 하는 짓이.
그 비행기를 타. 그게 당신한테 좋을 거야.
How do you know?
They know everything.
They keep an eye on him.
Of course they will. He's the previous winner.
He's gonna fight them. Try to stop this. Okay.
Does this mean that we might get a season 2?
I don't know. I think I heard that there's no season 2 planned. Oh, is that how it ends?
He didn't even see his daughter. Fuck.
Jesus.
That'll be interesting if we
wait.
do get a season 2 though.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
To be frank, I do hope that we get a season 2. Gi-Hun against the organization that play the games.
the game is gonna keep going on as long as there are rich people, bored rich people that want to have fun. I will say this. I feel like the way the old men ended up seeing the game, considering it was dying soon and stuff, was a bit different from how the other VIPs were seeing the game. But I can't say I agree, which is why I'm really happy that Gi-Hun at the end, you know, didn't just lie down, forget about it, use the money, and move on. You know, I'm happy that he.
Our
Oh, sorry.
distant relative, Barnabas Collins.
That's Netflix. He could have just, you know, either be depressed, lost because he lost basically everyone, because the guilt is intense, the survival, you know, syndrome basically is still over, you know, it's hanging over his head, and the survival guilt, he can't deal with it, and never use the money and basically die like that, you know, miserable. He could have listened to Il-nam, do what he said, you know, use the money considering he had earned it, but that would be also accepting what the description they gave him of why they were doing this. Basically, he's a horse people get to bet on, you know, and his life only has value when it comes to, you know, these people with a certain amount of money that means nothing to them.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of like accepting this. But then it looks like he's gonna, you know, he's not gonna shy away from using the money, but then he could be using it to do the right thing and change that system, which is so wrong. You know? Have faith that, you know, someone would be good enough to step up and stop this from happening, because he did get a lot of money, and I get it. And for some people, like the brother of the police officer who's dead now, apparently. Like, we weren't sure if he was dead for real, but
I know. Fuck.
anyway. You know, some people would maybe see that as, you gave me, you know, my life means nothing, and now I have that money. I did it. I deserved it. now I'm gonna help, I'm gonna help this organization give that same chance to others. Depends on how you see the game, but he could have been like that, but instead he decides to fight it, which in my opinion is good, because it means that, there's character growth going on. He's not just gonna let it happen. He's gonna fight it, even if it's gonna bring a lot of problems for him. The only sad thing here is that once again he chooses to let his daughter go for something else, that's linked to all of that. But at least this time it's for in my opinion, a good purpose.
Yeah.
So at least he gets to live with himself after that. You do what you know is right, and then you get to face your daughter with that crazy hair of yours. I did not think I was gonna cry at Sang-Woo's death. But I did.
It's the way that they did it, though. Because,
I think it was perfect.
I mean, both of them were so intense when they're punching. Like, Gi-Hun could have just killed Sang-Woo right there, but he didn't because he's not a murderer.
At one point, he could have just walked to the other side of the squid.
Yeah, but it's the fact that between these two, there's so much bad blood and resentment, because from the beginning, he knew about the cookie game. He knew about what he did.
There was a jab at him, right?
Maybe not to Ali, but...
There was a jab at him with the triangle thing for sure.
Yeah.
He picked triangle because he knew, and he never said anything about it. He gave him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. The thing is with Sang-Woo is at first especially, he kind of told him that, his decisions were based off of, I needed to win. He did that because otherwise he would not have the chance to get the money. So he was basically saying, your lives don't mean anything compared to the amount of money I could get from this. This is the whole concept of what we've been talking about, the system, how, human life has a money value, and it's apparently okay. If you don't have money, you basically are worth shit in the eyes of society. And if you have a lot of money, then you can do whatever the hell you want. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is a broken system that is horrible, and we need to rebel against that. And Sang-Woo was kind of agreeing with the system, saying, being a decent human being means nothing if I get to have this money. Killing people means nothing if I get to have this money. I'll be okay with that, And Gi-Hun basically rebelled against that. And I get it. It was a selfish fact he was giving him. Yes, it's true. You got to do what you got to do if you want that prize. But then what does that make you? And in the end, at first I thought for sure, like, maybe we get to have the two of them walk out of this, but without the money, and then the families would get the money.
The family will have get the money, true. But
Yeah.
we do know that
Sang-Woo was going to kill himself.
when they first left in episode 2, Sang-Woo was this close to committed suicide, and he got brought back into the game. So he knew... He decided to give up on the money prize, but at least he went along his way.
Well, it was... For him, at this point, he wasn't going to win. It's either die or die. But at least killing himself leaves Gi-Hun with the money.
And he can do something for himself, yeah.
And he was saying, my mom, because the whole point of getting the money was to make sure that his mom would not lose her shop and stuff, and make sure that he was going to get back his reputation and make things right with her. So, his last thought was for his mother, but the fact... At first, when Gi-Hun was like, I'm done, he won. He proved that he was strong enough to fight this, so that means something. And then he decided not to finish it, which in my opinion is perfect for him, because it is his childhood friend. You don't want to turn into a murderer and
you don't want to be responsible for someone else.
Because you would let the game win, basically. You would change yourself for the purpose of the game, and do what these assholes up there want you to do. So I really like that he gave up on the game, because otherwise, if he had caused Sang-Woo's death, it would have been worse for him after. Sang-Woo killing himself makes sense. It was sad as fuck. Gi-Hun's, the actor, everyone in this show is really good, but in that moment, I cried more because he cried. So the fact that he killed himself and stuff, he takes that choice away from him and leaves him with a shit ton of money, which of course, I get it. It's blood money. It's the it's basically rich people's idea of what 456 people's lives are worth. So I get it. He's not using it, and then I think he lost hope in humanity because those are humans.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's fun to put us who are struggling already in this situation, and we were talking about choice.
Yeah.
You know, Ilnam is saying like, I never forced anyone to do this. I'm like, yeah, you didn't force anyone to do this, but you knew what you were doing with those people. You knew they would not say no. You dangle that prize money above their head.
They were already at rock bottom,
Yeah.
so dangling money above their heads and saying, you can die, but if you win,
Like,
you
it's
got
like-
the whole prize.
You're offering food to a starving person and saying, if you take that food, I'm going to kill that stranger over there you've never met. What do you do?
It's fun.
Like, what do you do? That person is literally not in a right state of mind to decide. And they knew what they were doing. So saying, I never forced anyone to do that, I don't agree with it. We talked about this before. There is no real choice.
You know what? Ilnam saying that he never forced anyone to do it is more like Sang-Woo trying to say that he did the right thing by killing those people, trying to
Justify what he did.
what he did. Yeah.
And his reason for doing it, he's an old man. I understand the basic concept of what he was saying. Basically, life is really hard. Either you lose at life or you win at life. In both ways, you lose that innocence you had as a kid where it was just simple. You would just go out, play with your friends, and then your mom would call you back. People didn't have grudges. People didn't have true anger. You know, when you have a good life as a kid and you're just hanging out with your friends, it's so easy and it's so fun. And then life loses its colors when you grow into adulthood.
Yeah.
And that's how he sees things. So he kind of recreated the idea of let's be kids again with a death factor. The death factor is too much. That's the thing. But then I get it. I get what he was saying, and he did participate in the games because it's the a moment where your life is on the line, so you live to the fullest. But then I cannot agree with him because of the other thing. You are manipulating these people into giving up their lives for a prize money, saying basically that money is worth all the struggling and all the guilt you're gonna go through here. You're turning them into you, where they'll be rich if they get out of there, but life won't be fun. They won't enjoy this. And those VIPs, I'm not even gonna talk about them. They are shitty people. They're just relishing in the fact that they have the money to do this. They're having comparing them to horses. Ugh. That's they're stripping them of their humanity because to them that they're animals. They don't have money. They are worth nothing because life has a value.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, you get out of that game, you know that these people did this. You know that friends of yours turned into killers and people willing to sacrifice others to get money. Of course, you would lose hope in humanity. You would lose hope that, there are good people out there. So I love that in that last instant, he got to see someone help that man. Because, otherwise, he would have just continued being depressed. But at least it's giving him... I love that, because I was afraid he was going to turn into the brother, like the front man. He was going to maybe try to see the game in a certain way after, and he was, be the one calling others and be like, do you want to play a game? And I'm like, please don't go this way.
I don't think they would have become like that.
I was afraid,
Just
though.
for the fact that at the end he decided to give up on the game only.
Yeah, but before that, when we were playing the game and we started understanding what was going on, I was afraid he was going to turn into, one of the recruiters later.
Yeah.
So I was like, hopefully he doesn't go that way. But like I said, he's always been heart instead of brain. Maybe Sang-Woo would have turned into a recruiter or something.
Probably, yeah.
But as for Gi-Hun, basically, I love that he's rebelling against it. I love that. I don't like the hair color, but that's his choice. Maybe he just wants to completely disconnect with who he used to be, who he's a different person. He's grown up. He wants to stay as far away as far from away as possible. Oh, Jesus, English. From the guy he was before that.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I understand it. But and I love that he kept his promise. What he did, basically, like, not only does he take care of the kid, he's leaving him with a mom figure who herself lost her son and apparently never got the answer as to what happened to him. And
I don't think that nobody knows what happened to their own family member.
yeah, and then he's like, this is the money I owed your son. He still has I'm pretty sure he's still got a decent amount of money. So this could be like half of it, or this could be, you know, what a life was worth in the game. Although, considering the how huge the suitcase was, I don't think it's just worth one life. It could be half, but it's still a lot of money. Because I mean, he wanted to leave the game with him. They were supposed to you know, be okay, and he ended up killing himself. Not promising anything, not asking him to promise anything, but still we understood the words, you know, take care of my mom, make sure, you know, the debt is paid, because she was going to suffer from his debts. And it looks like she did, like she has a stand now instead of an actual shop.
Yeah.
But leaving that money with her, and not only that, but you know, she still is so kind. She lost a son, she doesn't know what happened to him, but yet she was the proud mother who wanted to basically talk about him, you know, show him to others, and she was so proud, and then she lost that. So to have this little kid who's in desperate need of a mother, she's the perfect person to take care of him. She's gonna care for him, she's gonna, you know, be proud of him, she's gonna teach him stuff kind of like she did her son before. So it's a new start for her as well.
For the finale, though, they really wanted to punch over and over Gi-Hun in the face with sae-byeok's dad, Sang-Woo's dad, well, suicide.
Well, sae-byeok was like last episode.
Last episode, yeah, and his mom's death.
And what saddens me the most with that is she died alone because he was doing a money thing. You know, we get it. You know, the reason why he was doing it was to help her, but that's, you know, the question about, is it really worth your life and stuff? Is money more important than your relationships with people? Is money more important than your life? In this case, he was doing this for her, but because he was doing this for her, he wasn't with her when she died. So is it worth it? Not at all. Money can never, basically, life doesn't have a value. You can't put a money price on life or relationships. At least that's how I take it. But that saddened me a lot. The fact that she died alone and without ever knowing what her son was doing, you know, to help her. And he couldn't be there for her when it happened because of all that shitty story. So basically he suffered for nothing. This show really went places. I mean, it's a concept that's been done before, for sure. But I think what sets this show apart from some of the stuff we've seen, the acting was amazing.
True.
And, you know, sometimes stuff that will, you know, say series and stuff, and I'm sure there are series out there. I have heard that, you know, there are animes that are actually really good with this concept. I mean, we should check them out eventually, but still.
Probably.
I think that in this show, they really centered, I mean, they could have done better perhaps with the reason behind the game, because I cannot bring myself to agree with Il-nam, but still.
For the fun.
Everything else though, the characters, their reason for being there, the gray areas of what are you willing to do, I think that was...
To be frank, I think that you can maybe decide to put your own values and significance of the game, but it's not far-fetched to believe that rich people will get bored, decide to do shitty things because they know that they can do it.
Yeah, I know, it's just, this is what we expected. You know, so we were thinking ahead of, you know, what the meaning of this was, and in fact it turned out to just be rich people wanting to have fun. Well, that's the only thing I'm like the VIP thing.
If you think about it, yeah, I know that I was disappointed with the VIPs, but life sometimes is disappointing. You don't necessarily get what you want.
I'm not saying it was disappointing. I'm just saying it's not the series' strong point. The reason behind the game. What I think is good is everything that happened with the players and the state of mind they were in, how torn they were between what are you willing to do and what are you not willing to do, and is it worth it, you know, money versus life and stuff. Like Sang-Woo, Gi-Hun, and sae-byeok, like all the main characters together, they're dynamic. Ali, what happened between them. I think it's all heart-wrenching. It's heartbreaking. And we got really close to these characters really fast. Like, it's just 9 episodes. And we cried like babies for most of them. So I'm like, yeah, I think the characters are this show's strong point. That and the music.
I'm still pissed that the detective is dead.
I'm pissed that we thought he was alive, so we didn't cry for him. I'm pissed that we weren't sad for him. Well, we were shocked, but...
I was in denial.
We were in denial.
I admit.
I was like, no, there's still a chance for him to be fine.
There's still 1 episode left. But still.
Maybe there's a deleted scene somewhere where he washes up some, you know... Anyway. But yeah, I'm really glad we watched this. I had fun. We ended up binge watching the whole thing like almost in 3 days because we had other stuff to do.
But yeah, like you said, the TV show is really strong. Minus the whole VIP storyline with the meaning of the game.
I read in a post the other day after we watched this episode and stuff.
Yeah.
I read in a post. I think it was a comment about the actors, and someone was saying, you know, oh my god, Squid Game, the actors are so good, and then after enters VIPs. And I was like, yes, you've never been more right.
Yeah.
The acting for the VIPs was...
But yeah, the whole part about the VIPs and what was the true meaning of the game was maybe the cliche / weakest point of the show. But overall, the concept, the acting, and the way that they shot the scenes, mostly the last fight with under the rain.
It had to rain.
It had to be
It
under
had
the
to
rain.
rain.
But yeah, it was really well done.
It's the whole thing is a bit cliche, you know, the 2 best friends that used to play this game as kids end up being the last 2.
It's okay to love some cliches.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's why it's so good. That's why we like it, because it's fun. It's drama.
It's drama. It's K-drama, technically.
So, I mean, I was really happy. I mean, it's the first time we do a K-drama here on this channel.
Have you
and
watched again after drama? Yeah, of course.
you've watched a lot of K-dramas. I've watched Korean movies. K-dramas, not so much, but there are a few on Netflix that I've been, you know, spotting, and I've been like, oh, this, I want to watch this, but I never had time to do it, so I'm glad we actually got to watch one together. And I mean, who knows? Like, apparently people do want to see those online, so I'm like, if we can find one that we're interested in.
There's a bunch of good K-dramas that
I know,
show
for sure.
you, so
It's
fine.
just that I assumed that, you know, I didn't see much of it online, so I was like, people
But
are not interested, so we would just watch them
I must warn you
aside.
though, be prepared for
Comas
the
and car
amnesia. The rich mother who doesn't love the girlfriend. That's a trope. That's a trope.
Yes.
The car accident too.
The rich boyfriend, the poor girlfriend.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
I mean, that's cliches, but that's why we like it. But yeah, like, I never thought that people would be interested in watching those on YouTube, but apparently, like, I mean, we're not the only ones watching K-dramas, for sure. So, like, if we ever, like, find another one that's really good, why not? We'll do another reaction. Instead of watching them on our own, like, over there, like, we'll be watching them here. So, because, I mean, if we can get another experience like this, I'd be fine. So, yeah, that's it for Squid Game, guys. It's Halloween today, probably.
Yay!
So, happy
Halloween.
Halloween. Hopefully you enjoyed this with us, and yeah, we'll see you in another reaction.
Who knows? Maybe a season 2.
I don't know about that, but if there
Looks
is
like
one,
they might do one.
apparently the director said there was not one in plan. So maybe if there is one, we'll check it out. But in the meantime,
Come on, you know that it's not over yet.
that doesn't mean anything. It could be just an open end. He said there was not one in the plans, in the works, so...
I know.
If there is one, we'll check it out. But in the meantime, thank you guys, and we'll see you in another reaction.
Happy Halloween and see you next time.
Bye.